Very much as we continue here on the program. I am super excited about having our next guest joining us live right now via Zoom. He is Howard Margolies and also the founder of Signed, which I got to tell you, we talked about this earlier, the latest innovation in memorabilia, taking it to another level. Howard, first off, welcome to Sports Talk here in El Paso. Great to have you. And when I heard about this new business venture from you, so we've got to get you on because this is about as cool as it gets.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. We think so as well, Steve. And the fan reaction we've been getting and the icon reaction we've been getting, we call our icons, whether they're athlete or non-athlete icons, because they're all icons to us.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the business itself and what made you decide to start Signed. And again, folks, if you're listening to us and you want to check it out online while we're having the interview with Howard, you can go to signd.com. That's signd.com. Tell us about the concept and how you got it going.
Yeah, I really just saw a gap in fan and icon and connectivity. Even pre-COVID, it just has not been the same. When you and I went to a game, I know you're a New Yorker in the beginning, you go to a Met game, we used to be able to stand there and get autographs and interact with the icons. That really doesn't happen as much. And then I was thinking about some of my friends who are retired icons who don't have the opportunity to interact with their fans anymore. They don't live in the state they played in, maybe. They just don't have the opportunity to go do signings because there's not as many of them. Just thought, how do you bridge that gap and bring it together? And we've all seen so many unboxing videos online, whether it's an iPhone or whatever it might be. We've all seen autographed memorabilia and how when it's personalized, it hits somebody in the heart. Mm-hmm. And we've all seen these personalized videos from icons coming out all over the place. So we put it all together. If you combine all three of those experiences, unboxing, personalized memorabilia, and a custom video, that's Signed. That's what we are.
That's awesome. So when you go to the site, because I checked this out because one of the names I was interested in was Tim Hardaway, because obviously a lot of UTEP fans love Tim, and we've had a chance to meet him over the years, although some of the younger fans just hear the stories about Tim Hardaway from their parents or other friends that might have been around here in the late 80s when he was playing. Tim Hardaway, great NBA career, one of your many icons that are there. So you get the opportunity to not only get a basketball signed by Tim Hardaway, but the fun part about your company is how you've taken the letter of authenticity to another level. And the letter of authenticity now becomes, Howard, a video of authenticity.
Yeah, Steve, that's what we call it, the VOA. And I will admit that was more of a byproduct than it was an initial goal or vision of mine. But as we quickly realized, and I didn't realize this as well, but 50 to 60% of memorabilia, they say, could be fraudulent. Mm-hmm. And just think about a little kid thinking that they have a real autograph from someone and then finding out it's not real. It's more the emotional thing than it is about anything else for me. And we just figured if they could sign at the end of a video after they tell Steve after Tim tells you how much he appreciates you having him on the air and promoting UTEP and being a fan of his, and then saying, and by the way, Steve, I'm going to sign this basketball for you. And at the end of the video, you watch him sign it. And then when you get it in the mail in this awesome box, you hold your phone to the QR code underneath his autograph, and that video lives forever. So when you put that in your beautiful, UV protected case in your office or in your mantle or in your studio, that video lives on that ball forever.
That is absolutely awesome. Now, you mentioned it. Personalization, the live, getting the video, and really, in a way, Howard, we could thank COVID for this, because what COVID has done for us, we never did an interview on Zoom prior to COVID. And now we do interviews all the time because, number one, we can see you as opposed to just having you on the phone. It makes it a better experience. The audio quality is better. And I can imagine that from the video standpoint of a sports fan or an entertainment fan or musician, knowing that they can get something signed by one of their heroes and then see a personalized message directly to them. Hey, you can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah, you really can. I'll tell you that I was talking to Chris Mullen early on, and when I was approached him about being an advisor with us, and Chris said, Howard, I just want to tell you a quick story. So when my son was born, lived in New York as well, said Joe DiMaggio brought me a baseball to give to my son when he was born, autographed to him. Said a couple of years later, my second son was born and he did the same thing. And he just paused for a minute, Steve, and he said, you know, Howard, can you imagine now 20 something years later, my boys could hear his voice welcoming him into the world or them into the world. And I stopped and thought about, not only is that my vision, but now you have an athlete, a true icon, two-time Hall of Famer, thinking like, about this concept as a fan, not as an icon, but as from the other side of the fence. And that really was really hit home with me when we had that conversation.
Howard Margolies is the founder of Signed, folks. For more information, go online, check it out, signed.com. That's SIGND.com. And you can see all the different icons that are a part of this. How difficult has it been for you as the company was getting up and running and you're getting things started to get enough people that that understood the vision, your concept, and really have a chance to buy in on this?
You know, Steve, it's funny because I just had this conversation today. It was actually this morning with an icon. And I said, so much easier for me now because you can go on the site. 3 months ago, I was selling pixie dust in my vision. I couldn't really put anything. You couldn't visualize it. You couldn't hold it, see it, hear it. Now you can. Now we've actually taken orders. We've delivered orders. We've seen the unboxing. And now talking about it is easier. But early on, we partnered up with the NFL Alumni Association, because we really know that a lot of retired players have a need and they don't have the connectivity. And maybe some of the less popular players or older players don't get invited to card signings. Maybe they're not even able to travel as frequently or as often. So we're going to bring their fans to their living room. And the association loved it. We've since then partnered with the NBA Retired Players Association and Major League Baseball's Alumni Association as well. We're working with hockey, and I'm sure we'll come to terms with them as well. And it's really good that they're giving us access to their members, and their members are really, really appreciative of it. That's been easier. The one-off fishing has been difficult, but now it's much easier. Now we have something to see, and people are actually calling us now. The icons are actually reaching out to us now.
That's fantastic. It really is. And by the way, there's the boxers as well. I know they're on this, and we're starting to see more and more. I wouldn't be surprised if I start seeing professional wrestlers coming on board for this. Maybe some of the former wrestlers are going to want to do this.
I can't tell you who, but my hand up that we signed one today. But he's not on yet. And I'll tell you, boxers, we just brought on Roy Jones Jr. yesterday. He may not even be live on the site. He's probably just in the process. But yeah, definitely. I mean, Larry Holmes, Shannon Briggs, Jerry Cooney, Roy Jones Jr.
That's awesome. Howard, when people go on the website and they start to look around and browse all of the different icons, athletes, and former athletes, they're going to see different price levels. How exactly does Signed determine how much each individual charges for their autographed item?
You know, Steve, that's a great question. I think I struggled with that more than anything else as I built the model of this. Is who am I, first of all, to determine the price of someone's career and their value of their name? That's definitely not my place. I actually think it's slightly insulting for me to do that. So what I've done is just guide them along and give them some input on where maybe some of their peers are, maybe what they sell other things online for. But in our model, the icon sets their price 100%. And then we add on, obviously, the product. You're getting a real leather football. So you have, obviously, there's a cost to the football.
Sure.
But the icon sets their price.
Okay. Now, when they get the QR code, which will show their personalized video along with their item, the person receiving it's going to be excited to get that in itself. Does the athlete then send the item to you to send out to the individual, or do they just ship it out directly themselves since they're the ones signing it?
Steve, the greatest thing in the world is I never, ever have a piece of memorabilia that's autographed. I have a warehouse full of blank everything. Hockey pucks, baseballs, footballs, basketballs, soccer balls. And we send it out to our proprietary process. And trust me, this is a difficult thing to pull off, but we send to the icon sends to the end user. I never see anything that's autographed unless it's autographed to us, of course.
I think that's great. So ultimately, this model of yours and this company really makes about as personal a connection with the icon and themselves as you're ever going to see. It kind of makes me wonder, this is just getting launched. Howard, what are we talking about maybe 6 months, a year, 3 years down the road as this really keeps taking off?
We have so many more ideas. We're working with a lot of the icons to create an icon marketplace where they can sell their own items. We could add a QR code to it. we're speaking to a couple of musicians and big name musicians that are dropping music in December and January. And one of the things we may do is duplicate their covers on an acrylic piece for them, put a QR code on it. And if you were one that purchased one, you'd be able to hear that music a little bit sooner. And then we'd give you an iTunes coupon where you can go download that song. So we're working in conjunction with our icons. We have icons that are athlete icons that have clothing lines and have other memorabilia things that they're going to be selling as well. So we're going to expand there, and the international expansion for sure. And we're going to do a lot more in the music and theater and actor and actress industry as we're now expanding into sports pretty comfortably.
I think the thing I love the most about this right now is every icon is going to have an opportunity to let this springboard for a larger type of involvement with their brand. And, you know, instead of the icons having to start their own website, their own models, they can ultimately use this to help really market themselves. And again, nobody's doing this right now. You are the first that's ever come up with something like this, directly dealing with all the ex-athletes, celebrities themselves, and ultimately putting them directly in touch with the fans.
Yeah, you know, we kind of wanted to make our fans almost like a Disney director. You know, can you imagine just going on a site, finding your favorite icon or your loved one's favorite icon, and having the control of telling them what to say for 250 characters? To me, that's just a very, I wouldn't really imagine you'd ever have that opportunity. And then on the other side, the recipient gets that warm, fuzzy Hallmark feel when they open it, and it triggers that memory of, wow, that was the first game I went to with my cousin Steve, or my grandfather took me, or grandmother took me to a WNBA game. Yeah. And I watched Cheryl Swoop score a basket, and now she just sent me a basketball. That's crazy.
And just imagine when people are hosting friends, they see the signed item, they ask about it, and then that person could say, oh, wait, you got to see this, gets the QR code ready to go, and then shows that person their personalized video message from the icon as they're signing it, how big that's going to go over for them.
Yeah, it's just a one-of-a-kind thing you can never duplicate. And the icons actually have told us how much they appreciate it as well, because it protects their name, and everything they sign doesn't wind up on eBay. And just using eBay as an example, of course, but online anywhere. And they appreciate the fact that once it's customized to you, Steve, even if my name was Steve, I probably wouldn't want a basketball with a video customized to you. So it protects their value as well. And we like that. We really built this for our icons and around our icons. So it's important to us.
Who was the very first icon that signed on with you?
Otis Anderson.
Really? OJ Anderson. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah. So Otis and I have a 15 plus year friendship. I shave my head every year for children's cancer research, and he actually shaves my head, and we've raised over $600,000 together. And so I met him doing that. And then Shep Messing jumped right on board, and Kenny Danico. That was really the first couple, and Larry Holmes. And that's really was the core of how we started, and then brainstormed and really thought about how to expand. And, you know, the one thing that's funny is most people sell things to people, and we're actually giving opportunity. We don't charge to get on our site. There's no contract that the icon signs, so they can come and go as they please. And they control their price, which is really awesome, because we don't put a value, let them control the value. We have college students, college athletes. If our collegiate athletes win a Heisman Trophy, they should control how much they make, because their value of their autograph and their persona has gone up. So they should control that, no one else.
So basically what you're telling me is the name, image, likeness decision for college athletics, perfect timing with the formation of Sign, because now it gives them the opportunity to get in on the fun as well.
Yeah, and not only that, but we've actually met with a lot of athletic directors, and some of their concerns are it may diminish our sport if our guys are out all week signing autographs and doing appearances. They're not practicing as hard. They're not taking it as serious. And when we work with a college athlete, we only let them sign on their off days. We won't let them sign on a day that they have practice or school. They're students first, they're athletes next. And then if we could help them make some money before they get out of college and help their career, that's amazing. But we don't lose sight of what their focus is. And it should be school first, sports second, and then we'll give them that opportunity to make money.
Terrific stuff. Again, more information, go check them out online, signed.com. That's SIGND.com with Howard Margolies, who's been kind enough to join us here on the program. Hey, terrific stuff. I'm excited for you. Let's keep in touch because I want to get you back 6 months, a year down the road, see how this thing continues to grow, and can't wait to see what's next the next time we get to chat with you on the program.
Really appreciate your time, Steve. Thank you so much.
You got it. He's Howard Margolies as we continue here on the program. Come back with more in a moment. Sports Talk rolls along. 600 ESPN El Paso. Howard, that was great. Thank you very much. What we're going to do is we're going to archive it on our YouTube channel. So I'll go ahead and I'll send it out to Sterling. So he'll have the opportunity to send you the link. It'll stay with us on our YouTube channel. We'll talk about it. And I think it's great. In fact, what I'll probably want to do is write an article about this for our website. So if I can get some more information from Sterling, and Sterling, we're good. We're done recording, so you can pop in if you want. There we go. Good job, Sterling. I've been working with you for the last couple of weeks. Now it's good to see you. If you can get some information from Howard, we'll use it. And just some really good, some good photos, high res stuff, and we'll talk all about it, and it'll be great for you. We'll take good care of you. I really like this a lot, and as somebody that's been collecting memorabilia now for practically my whole life, Howard, I'm a big champion of this because it makes it better for the fan, and that's to me what it's all about.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Steve, if you wouldn't mind sharing with Sterling an address that I could mail you something, I would like to mail you a surprise from somebody. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support.
No problem.
I think you seeing, touching, and feeling it will just make you feel even better about it.
Awesome.
I do so much appreciate your support now and enthusiasm around it, but it's really special when you have it in your hand. So if you don't mind sharing with Sterling any
Sure.
place that I could mail something, not a PO box though.
No,
but
I've got, I'll give him the station mailing address, which we've got. So that'll be all set.
That's
Fantastic.
great. And we just send it attention to you.
Appreciate it. Hey, keep in touch. Happy holidays. And thanks for the time, Howard.
Thanks
Thanks,
you
Steve.
as well.
You guys.
Appreciate it.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye now.